One of the main goals of computer graphics is to develop methods to generate realistic environments. Time can play an important role in the appearance of objects. For example, the appearance of this vase changes, moving backward in time, and then forward where it gets more weathered. The same thing happens with this input texture, retrieving its past appearance and predicting its future one. Our goal is to synthesize coherent time frames, ranging from an intact texture to a highly weathered texture, as shown in this video. Many methods have been developed to deal with time weathering simulations on specific materials or simulating specific weathering processes. We present a solution that covers a large variety of materials. Each material is weathered in a unique way driven by the input image. Our method can also be used to change the level of complexity of a texture, such as breaking glass or seashells on the beach. We take a single input image without user interaction and aim to coherently synthesize the temporal evolution of a wide range of materials and textures. We analyze the input image, which represents the present state of the texture, and learn its weathering pattern, inferring how the texture may have looked in the past and how it would get more weathered in the future. Humans have an intuitive approach to this problem, inferring that uniform or repeated elements are more likely to be part of the intact version of the texture, while weathered elements are more likely to be unique and unexpected. So textures in the past typically contain more repeated elements, and textures in the future typically contain more unique elements. We use this idea to perform a prevalence analysis of the image patches and generate a map of the age of each region of the input textures. Note the relation between the weathered region and colors in the age map. Weathered parts are associated with high values, while less weathered parts are labeled with lower values. Given the input and its age map, it is now possible to synthesize the evolution of the texture both backward and forward in time. We progressively remove or add weathered patches by selecting, processing, and seamlessly blending them into the texture, maintaining the texture's temporarily coherent appearance. The details of the algorithm are described in the paper. Here we show some examples of different textures. For each texture, we show 2 synthesized steps in the past and 2 steps in the future. Our algorithm can mimic the evolution of a wide range of different textures and weathering effects, such as changes in the color of the texture, structural changes in the texture, such as cracks, combined color and structural changes, and even changes in the complexity of textures, which are not actual weathering effects. The time-varying textures can be easily applied to three-dimensional models. In these examples, the textures have been applied both in the color and in the displacement channel of the models. Another possible application is weathering a texture according to the weathering pattern of another texture. In this example, the weathering pattern of the gray texture is transferred onto the yellow texture. The resulting texture can be gradually weathered using the weathering signature of the gray texture, generating a time-varying sequence. Our method can be used for layered textures, where each layer has a different color signature. For this kind of textures, we require a segmentation of the image into the separate layers. We use the segmentation to decompose the image and treat each layer separately. We can then generate various time versions of the input texture. Thank you for your attention.